Hi everyone, today I'm going to do a sous vide round steak. Perfect for carnivores as well as protein sparing modified fast. I'm Anita from KetogenicWoman.com, where I share keto and carnivore recipes and cooking ideas. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and check out some of my other videos, and welcome back to anyone who's returning. Okay, so today I'm going to use the Sous Vide. It's a handy little device that I don't know how I ever did without before. I think because I just didn't understand what it was or how to use it. But now that I have it, I love it. First of all, let me talk about these cheap steaks. These are $3 steaks. They are eye of round. They have literally no marbling, no fat. There's very little redeeming about them other than the cheap price. However, on protein sparing, you really want to have lean beef to fit the macros. I really miss my beef on protein sparing days. I tend to use chicken and turkey. So I thought, I'm gonna get my sous vide out and get some of these lean steaks and lean cuts of beef and run them through my little machine, because that's where the magic happens. I would never buy this steak to put on the grill or, to do a quick air fry or a quick sear, anything like that. The sous vide, think of it this way. It's like when you put meat into a slow cooker or an Instant Pot and how it gets so tender, but it's well done. With the sous vide, you can make a medium rare steak, which is the only way I will eat steak. It's got to be medium rare or rare, nothing more. You can make that and have it tender. So I haven't actually made eye of round steaks before, so this is going to be a bit of an experiment, but I'm pretty sure it should work. I'm going to put it in my little pot here for 2 hours at 130 degrees, and we'll see what happens. So before I start this thing up, I just want to tell you what you need. If you go to some of the sous vide websites and in some of the groups and everything, some of them are truly devoted to the art of sous vide, and they have all kinds of equipment, from special tubs to special bags and you name it. I'm real simple here, real minimalist. I am using my Instant Pot liner. You can use any big pot like this. I'm using the trivet that came with my Instant Pot to keep the heat off the counter. This was a $79 sous vide wand, I guess you'd call it. You can get Bluetooth ones. I mean, I figure, I'm never going to use a Bluetooth to run my sous vide. I'm more hands-on than that. So, but hey, if you've got that and that's the kind of thing, whatever floats your boat. For me, this is basic. It works. It was inexpensive. This is an Instant Pot brand. I bought it, I think, on Amazon in their Black Friday sale. You need plastic Ziploc bags. You can't use like real cheap plastic bags. You have to use the ones that are kind of heavy. Anyways, you want to use the BPA-free. Yes, there it is right there. BPA-free, microwave safe, all that kind of stuff. Not that we're microwaving, but you want the good sturdy bags that aren't going to leach things into your food. Preferably, it should fit a steak or whatever, so that does. And you want some clips, and I'll show you why in a moment. It's hard to explain what we're going to do here. And some water. And that is pretty much it. I'm using salt and white pepper. You can use whatever seasonings you like. Garlic powder, onion powder, fresh rosemary if you want. You can put whatever seasonings you want on your steak. I'm very minimalist. I'm going to start by filling my pot with water, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my pot of water here. I'm going to get the machine warmed up, I guess. So I'll just show you. This is how you latch it on. It's pretty simple. You just tighten the screw until it stays and plug it in. So on top here is the temperature setting. I'm going to lower this, there's like a little plus and minus button here. I'm going to lower this to, whoops, I went too far. I want it to be I'm gonna go 131, I think. And then I want it to be 2 hours. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. And then you press it on. So now it's going to warm up the water, and you can actually see the water in here starting to ripple as this little fan in here starts to warm up the water. So I just want to draw your attention to this. There's a little line here and it says max, and that's, you don't want the water to go past that. I mean, you don't want to fill it right up to that point, because when you put the steaks in, they will displace some of the water. And so I've got it a bit lower. If I was doing a 24-hour cook, which on a roast or something like that is not unusual, I would fill, it would, you know, the roast would obviously really fill this thing up. So back to the steaks. While we're waiting for that to fill up, I'm going to season them. And all I'm going to do is sprinkle some of this on and rub it in both sides. I want to season them fairly well, because you don't have much here to work with other than some, you know, tough meat. If you were to just grill these, you wouldn't be happy with the results. I'm going to put each one in its own bag. So you want to get as much air out as you possibly can. You can do this, what they call a submerge method, where you dip this bag in water and let the water kind of smoosh out all the air. And I'm very bad at that method. I find it so much easier just to squish out the air as I'm doing this. And I've seen some people use a little straw and get all the air out that way. You can get those vacuum seal machines as well. Those work well. You virtually would have no air in there. So if you have one of those for your freezing, for other things, you can certainly use it for your sous vide as well. Okay, those are ready to go in. And now we just need to wait until this gets up to our target temperature. So while we're waiting for that to cook, September is pretty much upon us. In fact, it might be September by the time you see this video, I'm thinking. And in August, I did 3 days a week of protein-sparing modified fast, and partway through July is when I started. So in July, I lost 9 pounds, and in August, I lost 5. I'm kind of tired of all the macros and weighing and measuring on those protein-sparing days, but I see the value in it. So I still want to do it, but I'm going to do it in a different way for September. I'm going to challenge myself to have way less sweeteners. Like, I'd like to say none, but I don't, I just don't know if I want to put that kind of pressure on myself. So maybe on the weekend I can have Janet Greta's cinnamon bread or something. Or my Käsekuchen. Those are my favorite things. I just don't want to have them every day, and I've been having them every day. And I think I do best on like meat with some condiments, little bits of stuff here and there. And I particularly like beef. Beef is very satisfying. I feel really good when I eat a lot of beef. So I thought what I would do in September is I'm going to do a couple of days a week where I am eating lean beef or leaner beef. Because, well, I do love ribeyes and those sorts of things, the briskets and that kind of meat. It's very satisfying, keeps me going all day. But I also still have weight to lose, and so I want to continue down that path. And for those that don't know, I've lost over 130 pounds. There'll be a before picture somewhere up here, or two, maybe on that side. So we'll show that. And I feel like I do want to still incorporate the principles of protein sparing in my week, but just a little bit less of being obsessed with macros, because that, for me, it kind of can trigger some of my food obsession tendencies, and I don't want that. I like the freedom of doing Ketovore. I really like that. So this, if this works out, this might be something I do a couple of times a week. The round roasts turn out really good in this thing, and I love doing a round roast. They're very lean and very cheap. I've gotten them as low as $3.99 a pound, which is like the price of hamburger. So I will be looking for lean meats this month when I'm shopping in the stores, and still have my ribeyes and that sort of thing on my more normal, higher fat days. So where are we at here? Okay, we're almost there. If you have any questions or comments, or if you have any experience to share in what I'm talking about here, the leaner versus the higher fat days and how that's worked for you, I love to hear questions and comments from people down below. I really enjoy answering your comments and questions. So keep them coming. All right. Okay, this is ready to go. I'm going to put my bags in the water. And what I do is I clip them to the side with some clips. I only need one clip for each of these bags. Sometimes if I have something really big, like a roast, I might need 2 or 3 clips. So both steaks are completely submerged by water, and this will take a couple of hours, and then we will sear them to make them look more attractive, and then we'll give them a try. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, so these are done. They've been in there for 2 hours and a bit. I mean, the nice thing about sous vide is when the bell goes, you don't have to run over there and take it out. It can stay in there. It's never going to overcook. So I'm going to bring these here. When they come out, they've just been in a water bath, and so they look actually quite unappetizing. And that is why the next thing we're going to do is sear them. Okay, so to make these look a little nicer, your options are to grill them on the barbecue, if you've got a barbecue right outside your door, sear them in a cast iron pan, very hot, or use something like this Ninja grill. And I normally do it in a cast iron pan, but that would require me cleaning my stove top for you guys, and I just don't have time today. So we're gonna do it here on my grill. Okay, so we're just heating up the Ninja grill. That will give it some grill marks. I'll grill them for 1 minute per side, and then we will cut the steak, try it, and see if this is going to be my dinner or if it's going to be
Teddy Bear's dinner.
Okay, food is going in. I'm just going to watch it count down for 1 minute, and then I will flip it and do it for 1 more minute, and then we'll see what we have.
They don't feel very tender. Well, I should have said that on film, should I?
I should reserve judgment until I cut into it. They have grill marks. They are seasoned inside. They should be medium rare. We'll see. Also, normally I would let these rest, but there's like 0 fat, 0 juices to come out. So let's just give it a cut and see what happens. Well, it is medium rare, I would say. It's actually about 100 times better than I thought it was going to be. I expected it to be chewy. I mean, it is chewy, but I expected it to be just not quite as tender as it is after only 2 hours. Well, I'm happy with it. It's not as melt in your mouth as a ribeye would be, or tenderloin, of course. Or, I mean, I've been getting spoiled. I've been cutting my own steaks from Costco. I get those big tenderloins and the big strip loins, and I cut them myself. If you haven't seen those videos, they're kind of fun. I'll link them below. This is not that, but this is a good piece of beef to have on a protein sparing night, because I miss my beef, and I think I mean, I'm happy with this. I'd eat this. I am gonna eat this. This is my dinner. Forget it, Teddy. You were gonna get some, but I don't know if I'm gonna share with you. Of course, I will share with Teddy. But yeah, this is good. I'm happy with it. Surprisingly so. Well, I shouldn't say surprisingly so. I mean, that's what sous vide is all about. It tenderizes while it cooks, maintaining a perfect temperature to get however you want it done, rare, medium rare, medium. It's very precision like that. So if you want to see me cook something with sous vide, just ask me, and I'll get it on my next shopping trip if I'm able to. And because I do plan to use this more as we get into the fall, and I'm going to go a little more carnivore. So let me know if you have any questions about what I've done here today. I will be happy to answer them, or if you have anything you want me to try in my magic little pot there. Look for the links down below for all the things that I said I was going to link down below, and we'll see you on the next video. I'm gonna go have my steak now. Hi, just finished my dinner. Teddy and I enjoyed our steak. We're just sitting out on the porch enjoying the fresh evening air. But there was something I forgot to tell you. I only cooked that steak for 2 hours because of a time constraint that I had. The beauty of sous vide is the longer you cook it, the more tender it becomes. But if you maintain that temperature of 130 or 131 degrees, you'll still end up with a medium rare steak, even if you cook it for 8 hours. So if I was to make that steak again, I would definitely cook it probably for 6 hours, just to get it a lot more tender. I really enjoyed it. I don't mind a chewy steak, and neither do you, right? You like to chew. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that for, in case you try it for next time. Thanks.
I feel a little bit like this may or may not work, doesn't matter. Do not film my bum at the sink.